Good morning, precious saints. This is Son of Zion podcast. Today we'll be looking at the book of Mark chapter 14. Mark chapter 14, and I will be reading from verse 13. It says, "And he sent out two of his disciples and said to them, Go into the city, and a man will meet you carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him. Wherever he goes in, say to the master of the house, the teacher says, Where is the guest room in which I may eat the Passover with my disciples? Then he will show you a large upper room, furnished and prepared. They are made ready for us." So his disciples went out and came into the city and found it just as he had said to them, and they prepared the Passover. Now, Jesus sent them to prepare the Passover, and he says they will see a man carrying a pitcher. They should follow him. Whichever house is going to enter, they should ask the master of the house, that is the owner of the house, where is the place where you are prepared for us to take Passover with the master? And they went and they found it as he said, because he says, if you go, he will show you the place. And when they went, exactly. Now the question is, did Jesus have a private meeting with him without the disciples knowing, and told him, okay, I'm coming to your house tomorrow. I want you to prepare a place for me. I want to be speaking about worthy to host God. Jesus said there were many lepers in Israel, but it was only the two lepers. It was only Naaman, from Syria, that was healed. He said there were many widows in Israel, but Elijah was sent only to the widow of Zarephath. And if you remember the story of the widow of Zarephath, God said to him, after the water, the brook dried up, being fed with the ravens and drinking from the brook, God said to him, you go to the region of Tyre of Sidon, to Zarephath. There I've commanded a widow. The widow was already commanded. Now, it could be that this man was commanded. There are times that the Lord will begin to speak to you and tell you of certain sacrifices you need to make. If you are not careful, you will just wave it with the wave of a hand. It shows that this man has a leading of the Spirit. God has already spoken to him, and Jesus, by knowledge, by revelational knowledge, knew that a man was prepared, and he sent to them. It's a perfect work of knowledge. It's a perfect word of knowledge. Can you be worthy to host God? If there were many widows in Israel, could it be that God was speaking, but there was not any widow that was ready to listen, and the widow of Zarephath was able to? Even though when Elijah went, she was still trying to be logical. But I tell you the truth, there was a foundational engagement between her and divinity, between her and God, that made it easy for her to be able to obey finally what Elijah was asking, and she saw the miracle. This very man, the Lord must have spoken to his spirit, and God knew that this is a man that is ready. Can God look into the earth today and see that there is a man that is ready to host God? There is a man that is ready to host us. Can God depend on you for such an impromptu assignment? Can you be sent by God to do a work that you have not planned? All right. So this morning, what I'll be saying is, can you allow the Spirit of the Lord to lead you to do something that is out of your convenience, that's inconvenience to you? Can the Lord come into your space? Can the Lord use your place? Can the Lord use your energy? Can the Lord use your time? Can the Lord use your resources? Are you worthy of hosting God? I believe in my spirit, I struggle to share this, but I believe that God wants to speak to somebody who is struggling to obey, who is struggling to sacrifice, who is struggling to give up. It's a privilege for you to host God, and it may come in an odd way. It may come when it is not convenient. I trust that the Lord will give you grace to be able to host him when he needs it. God bless you. Amen.